Well, there are a lot of people here in Australia who need to take the IELTS, either because of their visa or because they want to get into a university. I'm talking about Australia, but really it's the same all over the world. All over the world, you'll need IELTS to get into a university. IELTS is accepted by more than 100,000 universities worldwide that are accepted. So it's important. In the United States, TOEFL is more commonly used, but they accept IELTS as well, and so on. But now I feel obliged to address those who just keep talking about IELTS, 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 and don't even know what IELTS is. It's a proficiency test. And what does it include? That's what we're going to look at now. I'm going to share my screen with you all here, and let's take a comprehensive look at precisely what is included. Well, the International English Language Testing System, commonly known as IELTS, is fundamentally divided into two distinct modules, IELTS Academic and IELTS General Training, as you can clearly see displayed before you. As you can see here, right? Then comes the listening section. The listening section lasts 30 minutes for 40 questions. So there are 40 questions, and the listening section is structured like this. The listening plays, and you have to write and understand at the same time. And everything is heavily paraphrased. What does paraphrased mean? It's all about using synonyms for the sentences. I'm going to teach you a paraphrase. I'm going to teach you how to paraphrase. All of this will be in the sequence of my classes here. Don't worry. Then in academics comes reading, which is a little more difficult than reading in general training. General training is for visa. Academic is for universities. The reading, it is in 60 minutes. Remember, I'll give you tips from the reading, but everything will always be heavily paraphrased. There are 40 questions, 3 big passages, readings, okay? And of course, there are various types of questions, and each of these questions has its own particularities, which I will also cover in the classes. Here, I'll show you the particularities. See how much there is to learn, right? Let's keep going. Then we have writing. Writing has task 1 and task 2. Task 1 of the, let's talk about academic first. Task 1 of academic is a graph. So you might get a pie chart, bar charts, one of those will appear. Bars, line graphs, process diagrams, maps, and so on. Task 1 is 20 minutes for 150 written words. Now, task 2 is essentially the very same for both, specifically for the general training module and also for the academic module. The thing is, for academic, they require a little bit more, but it's basically the same. In task 1 of general training, which is here, it's 20 minutes, and we have to learn 3 types of letters or emails, whatever you want to call them. But one is informal, another is semi-formal, and the other is completely formal. So we have to learn the techniques and what to write in the formal ones, and there's grammar and a ton of other things. So that's basically what writing is about. And what about speaking? Speaking lasts from 11 to 14 minutes. This PDF here is especially for teachers, a teacher's guide, and the speaking part is face-to-face. That's what I like. I really enjoy it because it's face-to-face. Actually, it's divided into 3 parts. The first part is 12 random questions. In the second part, they will give you a card. It can be on video, it can be on a card, and you have to speak for up to 2 minutes. That's our challenge. That's our challenge. So I train my students a lot to get the intonation right and so on. Remember that accent is different from pronunciation. Accent can even be charming. Everyone's accent is your identity. So don't worry about your accent, but focus on pronunciation, making yourself understood, okay? intonation and everything. And the third part of the speaking test is very interesting because it's 4 questions about the second part. And that's it. It lasts from 11 to 14 minutes and it's face to face. I also train for that, and here we'll have all the tips, everything. And now let's take a comprehensive look at the scoring system, which is indeed a very important aspect to understand thoroughly. So regarding the bands, these assessment bands typically range from a score of 0 all the way up to 9, right? Consequently, there is a detailed classification and description provided for each individual band score. Usually, students who are preparing for this examination tend to achieve scores of 5 and above, primarily because those individuals who are considered limited users of the language generally are not yet fully prepared or ready to undertake the IELTS test. Therefore, it is absolutely essential that we meticulously prepare them fully and comprehensively before they attempt the examination. Actually, the ideal would be to be at least intermediate level or above. So band 5, a lot of people, a lot of visas require band 5. It's all right. If you want band 5, study to get band 5. But don't want band 5, go for band 6. Want band 6? Go for band 7. Band 8. And band 9 is very difficult. Goodbye. Even many native English speakers often have trouble truly reaching a band 9 score. Honestly, I've had American, Polish, and French students. All of my dedicated students have successfully learned how to write effectively. Because you must remember that the IELTS essay, specifically the writing part, is quite similar. Let's say I will make a detailed comparison for you. It's like a college entrance exam essay. So there are techniques for that. If we learn the techniques, there's no problem. And of course, an academic vocabulary. Now let's get into the IELTS criteria. Here it is. So remember that my bots use these criteria here. They follow these criteria here. A 5, if you get 16 right in the listening section, you get band 5, right? Band 6, if you get 23 right. A 7, if you get between 30 and 35 right. The same goes for reading. The only difference is here in band 5, because instead of 16, it's 15. And as for writing, I work on all of this, but in a very deep, very thorough way. Let's put it that way. Look here, check achievement. That's where you see if you're really answering the main topic of the writing of task 1 and task 2. Coherence and cohesion, of course, the TEL, which I will teach you, which is a technique we will use, and also the such as link devices, as transition words like however, therefore, if you are smoothly moving from one sentence to another. Lexical resource is vocabulary, so be careful with spelling and everything, and academic vocabulary, of course. And then we will learn word formation, how words in English are transformed. I love this, and you will love it too, because I will make it happen. I will transfer, I will channel my energy and passion for this to you. Grammatical range and accuracy is, of course, grammar. And each one counts for 25%. And of course, we have to be really good at all of them. And we will be. Fluency and coherence. Fluency and coherence in speaking, it counts. Remember, it's not about the accent, okay? Lexical resource, the vocabulary you use in your speaking. And of course, within lexical resource, within grammatical range, true grammar, you're going to use complex sentences, which I'll teach you, compound sentences, which I'll also teach you. And that's what will make the difference in speaking and in writing as well. And pronunciation is not the same as accent, guys. Accent is charming. It's our identity. We are Brazilians. The French are French. The Germans are German. Everyone has their own accent. All right? Are we good? I think I've explained everything about the IELTS. That's what I wanted to explain. And now I'm going to the first lesson. It's the first lesson. Let's get started right away.